2011, the Navy celebrated the Centennial of Naval Aviation. It was 100 years ago that civilian pilot Eugene Ely performed two pioneering acts of early flight, the first shipboard aircraft takeoff and landing. Since that time, naval aviation has grown from biplanes to Super Hornets, and now, as the Navy embarks on the second century, more unmanned air systems join the fleet. As the Center for Aircraft Test and Evaluation, NAVAIR is leading the way into the future of flight. Welcome to our Year in Review edition of Airwaves. I'm Michael Prue.
And I'm Kelly Schindler. Thank you for joining us.
NAVAIR ended the year with the arrival of X-47b to Naval Air Station Patuxent River. The X-47b is the first fixed-wing unmanned system designed to operate from a Navy aircraft carrier. The X-47b flew for the first time in February during a year-long test phase at Edwards Air Force Base. Throughout 2012, the X-47b test team at Naval Air Station Patuxent River will conduct shore-based carrier suitability tests. In July, the program used X-47b software to land an F-18 on board a carrier. The test demonstrated how the unmanned system would work in a shipboard environment.
The P-8 program took vital steps towards the delivery of the first production aircraft to the fleet. In August, the program surpassed 1,000 test flight hours. The P-8 test squadron consists of 5 aircraft, including the T-4, the first production representative used to conduct operational test and evaluation. Over the summer, the P-8 completed heat testing in the desert, followed by at-sea tests with the surface ship USS Laboon. Most recently, the P-8 launched its first Mark 54 torpedo. The P-8 is set to replace the aging P-3 Orion. It will work with the BAMS UAV to improve maritime surveillance and warfare capabilities. The aircraft's release to the fleet is scheduled for 2013.
The Navy and Marine Corps made history in 2011 with the first at-sea landing of the F-35B. The vertical landing aboard USS Wasp kicked off the first of 3 sea trials for the Marine Corps version of the Joint Strike Fighter. The aircraft completed several short takeoffs and vertical landings on the amphibious assault ship. The trials measured the aircraft's impact to flight deck operations and helped determine future steps towards shipboard integration.
2011 marked an important year in the Navy's push to go green. The T-45, EA-6B, AV-8B, MV-22, and MH-60 flew using a biofuel blend. The biofuel is a 50-50 mixture of JP5 jet fuel and camelina seed. The Blue Angels performed using the biofuel blend during the Air Expo at Naval Air Station Patuxent River.
We can demonstrate in this type of atmosphere we've completed the cycle from laboratory through aircraft to formation flying. The fuel is what we said it is. Same performance, same benefits, no different than petroleum.
The unmanned Fire Scout was the final aircraft to fly using the biofuel blend. This type of drop-in replacement fuel is expected to decrease military dependence on foreign oil.
The Navy took off into the future, launching several aircraft with EMALS. The electromagnetic launch system is set to replace steam catapults on all Ford-class carriers. In November, the F-35C launched from EMALS, an important step for fleet integration for the Joint Strike Fighter.
Being in 22 years, I'm used to steam catapults, I'm used to arresting gear, hydraulic systems, pneumatic systems. So this is definitely a big change. We're not going to have the typical picture of launching on the flight deck, seeing the steam rise from the catapult. That's going to be something to get used to.
The E-2D Advanced Hawkeye launched from EMALS over the summer. Previous aircraft include the F-18, the T-45, and C-2A Greyhound. The second phase of the aircraft compatibility testing is scheduled to begin in 2012.
The Meet the Fleet events offered a first-hand account of military operations at sea and on land. Leadership from the Truman, Lincoln, Reagan, and Enterprise strike groups visited Patuxent River to discuss deployment challenges with the NAVAIR workforce. The 26th and 15th Marine Expeditionary Units also shared their experiences from the front lines. All thanked the NAVAIR workforce for their contributions to the mission. Meet the Fleet is an open forum aimed at strengthening NAVAIR's connection to the warfighter. You can learn more about Meet the Fleet on the NAVAIR news page at www.navair.navy.mil.
The Navy's Fire Scout unmanned air vehicle successfully completed its first land-based deployment. Fire Scout Detachment Alpha returned to Naval Air Station Patuxent River in November following an 8-month deployment to Afghanistan. During its deployment, Fire Scout provided surveillance and reconnaissance support to troops in the field. The Fire Scout can endure more than 5 hours of flight per mission.
The AH-1Z and sister aircraft, the UH-1Y, deployed as a team on board the USS Macon Island. The Zulu and the Yankee are operated by the 11th Marine Expeditionary Unit. This is the first time the attack and utility aircraft have deployed under a single Marine light helicopter attack squadron. The Zulu's upgraded target and communication systems allow Marines to operate at a safer distance from the enemy. The Cobra is scheduled to be fully functional in 2020.
2011 was a record year for STEM, the educational outreach program pairing students with NAVAIR scientists and engineers. Hundreds of students visited NAVAIR sites for a hands-on look at technology-related careers. The Crash Survivability Contest at Naval Air Station Patuxent River gave students a basic understanding of the system's engineering process. NOC-WD engineers taught students about rocketry and aviation at China Lake's Summer Science Camp. The STEM program provides base tours and classroom programming to students in 4th through 12th grade.
For the first time ever, the Navy deployed a cargo unmanned aircraft system in support of troops overseas. K-MAX is a heavy-lift helicopter capable of carrying loads up to 6,000 pounds. The unmanned vehicle offers remote control delivery to the battlefield, reducing the need for ground convoys and troops that support them.
We're going to do unmanned missions to support the warfighter. Mission success is to carry as much weight as we can. It takes trucks off the road and potentially will save lives.
The K-MAX will also reduce the number of air vehicle convoys required for remote cargo delivery. That's it for this edition of Airwaves.
See you on the flight line.